Good morning, guys. Well, Florida is a nice, cool 30, 31 degrees this morning. Um, I'll be working on pulling this apart, changing out the seals, stuff like that. So the gentleman, Mike, he's going to be coming over in a little bit. Motors are his thing. So what he's going to do is he wants to do that. But the only downside is he's like, yeah, I don't really want to get recorded to do it. It's not my thing. I just want to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up first thing this morning here before he gets here, which should be in about 30 minutes. And then we're going to start taking this apart. So just know that we're going to do that. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing this morning / today. Hopefully it'll get a little bit of warmer temperatures because I want to paint the block too. I was on the fence between like Chevy orange or black, but I think we're just gonna go with black on that. Yeah, so what I have to do is I have to pull some studs out, broken studs out of the heads for the exhaust manifolds because I have two that broke off. You saw from the quick little teaser or whatever that we did. He brought over the. Let me bring you over, and then we'll bring you down. So he rebuilt this Holley carburetor with the Holley kit. It's 600 CFM, so 4160. This is the intake manifold that I got from Amazon. It was like $100. And we took off the old intake manifold, took off the water pump. I got a new water pump for it, new distributor, all the gasket sets. We're going with a mechanical fuel pump down there, just so it's one less thing I gotta wire up. I really want this simple. simple. Turn signals, brake lights, headlights, stop lights, and whatever needed for the motor. I'm still on the fence on the whole AC thing. I don't know, it is Florida, so probably should have AC, but I haven't decided how I'm going to go that route yet because I don't think I'm going to have any room up underneath that dash. There's a lot of things I got to do to the dash because like for the brake master, I'm probably going to go with one of those under dash units. So I'll have to bring the firewall down more, kind of close that all area off. So there's a lot of things to do. And, he wanted to get this all running and in the chassis and everything like that, like today and tomorrow. Mike did, but I'm not even close for that. I'm not going to put the motor in, get it running, and then have to pull it back out to clean up the frame and get that coated and do all that. So yeah, so he said, well, okay, he's going to come over and then start doing the motor stuff. But I have to get the transmission separated from the engine so we can get it up on the engine stand so we can rotate it around, clean all the crap out of it that's in there from sitting, and so that's what we're going to do. But first thing I'm going to do now is just kind of clean up my area over here because this has kind of gotten out of hand with all the cab mounts and all that stuff. So I'm going to do that, and then I may poke back throughout the day, show you progress that we're doing. Like I said, he doesn't really, when we were working on he wanted to get this just to fire, right, just to turn over, not start, but just to turn over. I was like, oh, hold on, I got to set up the camera. He goes, no, not really, no, don't worry about that. Let's just get this done. I was like, okay. And throughout the whole 442 build, whenever he was here, if you noticed, I didn't really record while he was here because he doesn't really care for that. It's okay. I mean, I'm definitely respectful of what he wants to do and what he doesn't want to do. So anyway, so what I'll do is I'll clean that mess up so we have a workbench area to work on, and then we'll be back. All right, guys, so we do have the transmission separated. The motor is somewhat apart.
to clean it all up. So we did spin it over with one of those oil primer things to get all the oil up into the rockers, push rods, stuff like that. As we were taking things apart, he wanted to look at the timing chain. Mike did, and he goes, yeah, since we're in there, just replace the timing chain. So went, and that's where I just got back from doing all that. So what I'm going to do is the oil is all drained. I'm going to flip this around, and then I'm going to pull the oil pan off, then clean it all up, and then hopefully get a little bit of paint on this. So let me put you up here. Mike left for the day, so he did apologize. Hold on. He did apologize for not wanting to be recorded, and I was like, dude, it's fine. So let me set you up here. I was like, no problem. At least we got it all apart, right? And yeah, oh, and I did get the stud out right here out of the exhaust manifold. I welded a nut onto it. It took me three times welding it on until I got it off. But it backed it right out, and that makes me extremely happy that that's off. Okay, so I am going to clean this all up. You're going to kind of watch in a time-lapse situation or speed it up, and then we'll go from there. We'll see if we can get this painted today. Alrighty guys, so I got the block all cleaned up. I just put the valve covers back on just so I don't get paint on the valve train. Actually, that needs to go down more. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So I put the valve covers back on just to cover it. The intake back on just to cover it. This is the new water pump. I want to paint that black as well. I think I'm going to tape off this front just because I kind of like that, how that's colored out. Old spark plugs are in, and I put the old oil pan back on just so it'll protect it. I think I'm going to get a new oil pan because this one is pretty dented up underneath, like pretty bad. But yeah, so I scrubbed the whole engine down, cleaned it up with some brake clean, and now we're going to shoot a little bit of paint on this. And all I got is just the Rust-Oleum. I wanted high gloss, so I got gloss black. I don't know, 600 degrees. We're not trying to, we're just making it look better than what it was, right? So spend a day, clean it up, do this. All right. Now I know you can tape all of the ports off, what have you, but I just kind of stuffed paper in them. Same with the front timing cover. I just taped out the outline and then just put it on. And then up here, I want to make sure I get all this in here black. This one doesn't seem to be fitting down right. Maybe it goes like this. I was thinking of getting some cooler valve covers. Ah, that way. Okay. Some cooler valve covers. If not, I'll just clean these up, put them in the sandblaster, and just sandblast them up, and then maybe paint them something different than what they are. I don't know. So let me tape this off right here. The front water pump pulley thingy maboober here. And then we'll just go ahead and coat this with some black. When you do any kind of this kind of stuff, it's pretty much like you just kind of want to do light coats. You don't want it too heavy, obviously. But you guys probably already know that. But I'm just letting you know. So there we go. So I just want to, I know I won't get paint on the front, but all the back I want paint on. All right, we'll be back to do coat number 2. All right, it's been about 20 minutes. She actually dries up pretty quick. So this is Florida, right? So it's 31 in the morning, and right now it's about 4:30 and it's 68. I know, right? Weird. So anyway, so let me hit it again, and then I think we should be done with this. So 1 can. We'll set that up, and then I'll start taking all the parts back off it, peel off the tape, and then I think that's going to be it for today. It is my son's birthday today, so I think I want to take him out to dinner or something, just because. My birthday was last weekend. His birthday is this weekend. He turns 19 today. So, yep, so we'll set that up, and then we'll be back once that's dry, and we'll start pulling all the parts off it. So it's ready to go back together, obviously. So I was going to run a mechanical fuel pump, but the cam does not have a lobe for the actual mechanical part of the fuel pump. So we are still going to go with my electric fuel pump. I have a Carter that I've had from the 3100 build. No, I'm sorry, from the 54 GMC. I had it on there when I went carb, and then when I went with the sniper unit, I had to get a much bigger, more PSI one. So that one will be perfect for this. The exhaust manifolds, I do not know what I'm going to do with those yet. If I'm going to use those or use some sort of like header. If I use those, I have to weld up the small, like there's like little like ports. Let me show you. If I use these old ones, they're these little ports. So I have to weld up those holes right there. And then this one actually has a broken off stud on that one. So I haven't decided yet. I kind of like them. I'm not going to lie. I think they're pretty cool. So, I mean, if I just have to weld those closed, I will. And then just clean them off a little. I know you can pull out the plugs, but I don't want to deal with that. They're already pretty much all rusted in there pretty good, like sealed up, we'll say. And I did pick up some aluminum, it's called aluminum cast from, I think Seymour is the company that makes the paint. So I can always clean those up, blast some aluminum on them, aluminum cast, and it'll look pretty good right there. I mean, if I knew for sure that the center dumps would work, I would get a pair of the smooth ram horn ones that come down. I think those are pretty cool. I don't know, I'm just not kind of like a header guy. I kind of like the bigger exhaust manifolds. But anyway, yep, give us about 20-30 minutes. We'll let that set up, and then we will be back and we'll take it all back apart. All right, not so bad. Let me swap you around and I'll show you how it looks. So I like the shine on it for sure. So these plugs right here, actually I just pull it out. I've got new plugs to go in them, right? I just wanted to put those in there just for now. With the front, not too shabby. And then this side, and I also have a plug for this. I just put this in there just to be in there. And yeah, and then this is coolant, obviously a coolant sensor there. And then in the back, what a fresh coat of paint will do, right? And then this gives me the outline for the gaskets. I do have the gaskets right here. So what does this say? This actually says rear. So this basically goes like that. No, oh, right, like that. No, yeah, no, I had it the right time. This way, right? Sorry about the camera work here. Yeah, so that'll go like that. So what I'll do is let me pop the other intake on that one, and then we'll show you how it looks with that. There. So look at that. That looks pretty good. Yes, sir. I like it. So now that I see, okay. So that intake is a little different for the pattern laying here. So I'll probably just clean them off, put the intake on, tape it off, and then just blow a little color down in here. Because I don't like I don't like that there's bare metal here. But man, that looks good. Yep. And this is what I was talking about right there. I don't like that. Right there, like I said, I'm thinking about maybe changing that oil pan. Either way, I can just pop that off and paint it back. And then this side. All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap up today. Hopefully we'll see what we can... Oh, Puppy's coming in. Here comes Puppy. That's Big Tara. That's my big girl. So anyway, we will catch you hopefully in the AM. It's not 30 degrees out, and maybe we can get something else done. See you tomorrow.
Good morning, guys. So Mike again decided he was going to come over again today and start putting everything back together. Like, I got the new timing chain gear set. I went and actually got a new harmonic balancer. So this morning I got to get the oil pan off, and I got to clean up the timing cover so I can get those painted real quick so we can put that back together. And yeah, so I'm gonna do that real quick, and then if you want to watch along, that's what we're gonna do. Well, all right, guys, so the motor bandit swooped in here and just went crazy here. So as he was like putting the new timing chain set on and all that, I cleaned up parts to paint the oil pan, the front cover. But it's all, intake is all on, distributor is dropped in and set. So yeah, so a little bit of a thing here. Let me move you over here to show you. So I went to get my harmonic balancer had a little groove in it. Actually, let me bring you up. So my harmonic balancer had a little groove in it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you can get this sleeve kit." So it actually like goes onto the harmonic balancer to kind of take care of that little bit of issue. So I went to a place that said they had 4 in stock, and it's like 28 bucks for the sleeve thing, the tool to put it on, and it came with a new seal for the timing cover. I already had the timing cover anyway, so I went there first thing this morning. They opened at 8. This is Sunday, so I got there at 8, actually a little bit before 8, and I sat in the parking lot, went in, and I was like, "Hey, I'm here to get this particular part. You have it in stock?" He goes, "Oh yeah." So he goes and he's gone for like 10 minutes. He comes back and he goes, "We don't have it." I was like, "But it shows you have 4." He goes, "Well, you know, there's nothing I can do. It's not in the bin that it's in, so I am not sure here." I said, "Okay. So do you have the harmonic balancer?" "Yep, we have the harmonic balancer." So needless to say, he gave me a major deal on the harmonic balancer, which was basically only ended up being like, what, 20 bucks more than the actual sleeve kit that you can buy. So I'll go with that. So it has a new timing set, chain set, new harmonic balancer, new water pump, new intake. Yeah, we cleaned up the whole block. I mean, I am really ecstatic at how this looks. So I'm still on the fence if I'm going to use the old valve covers. Let me show you. So they're not so bad. I just have to clean them up. But I think if I do clean them up and I actually paint them, I think I'm going to paint them like a wrinkle finish. I kind of like, I was looking online at some of these that were actually wrinkled. The only difference is that it has the bow tie right here, and the bow tie and the outer ridge is red,
but they're like $200, $200 some dollars. So anyway, so I may do that. I have to go dump some oil because of the oil that we changed. I gotta go take that down. Maybe I'll get a coat of wrinkle coat and just do those up real quick to see how they look. But there it is. If the starter was on it, we would have fired it up on the engine stand. Even though I don't have a radiator or anything, but we could have started it up just to see. But everything is right as rain on this motor. Trust me, I know it's right as rain because Mike is a motor guy. So probably what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the spark plugs in. I'm just going to put them in hand tight just so they're in to take the holes up. The intake manifolds, I may sit here for a minute or two and try to get this out. If I can't get this, if I can't get this broken stud off, then it's going to be, I'm just going to get new manifolds. That's it. Because everything looks so nice as it sits, I can't really not put nice things on it now, right? So anyway, so let me put these spark plugs in real quick. I mean, this is about all I got to show you besides me cleaning up the motor yesterday. Yeah, so let me put these in and then see what's next. So I just popped the wires over. Obviously, I'm going to have to get different wires. There's a couple of them I didn't notice had a chunk out of the casing. But anyway, at least it gets something in those holes for now. And then, yeah. Alrighty guys, so what I'm gonna do, you just saw me, I just kind of cleaned up these valve covers a little bit. I'm gonna go with this VHT Wrinkle Plus Black. Will I keep these valve covers? I don't know, but you know what, right now, $12 versus almost $200. Yeah, I'll go with this for now. So they say you're supposed to shake this for a minute and then put like a tack coat on and then wait 5 minutes and then put 3 heavy coats on, like in different directions and all that. You're not supposed to, it takes like 2 hours for it to start wrinkling or whatever. And then it says like 24 hours before you can put it on the car or whatever. And they also say something about heat. So I have a heat gun, so that was another way of doing it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna push out a little bit like that, and then we're just gonna go ahead and give this a whirl, right? Why not? So we'll wait 5 minutes, and I'm not going to stop and tell you, hey, okay, this is coat number 3. I'm going to do the 3 coats in between, and then, yeah, and then we will come back and show you what it looks like. It says that it won't wrinkle immediately. It takes 2 hours to wrinkle. And if there's some places that doesn't wrinkle after 2 hours, you can reapply it. I don't know, pretty budgety here going on. So yeah, let's wait 5 minutes and then we'll be back. Last coat, number 3. Now we'll let that set up for about 20 minutes and then we'll hit it with a heat gun. We'll be back. Okay guys, it's been 20 minutes. And I'll tell you, I'm kind of impressed by this product. First time I've ever used it. But look at that. That is nice. So let me throw a little bit of heat on this. Like their YouTube video actually says to put a little heat on it. So I'm gonna put a little heat on it. Well, I am very impressed with that VHT wrinkle paint. First time I've ever used it. And like I said, I got the idea of a wrinkle valve cover. I think one was like $190, another one was $225. But I don't know, for 12 bucks plus tax, I don't know, about an hour and a half, 2 hours of work. These look great. So I just popped them on. Obviously it hasn't been 24 hours, but I'll let them finish curing up on the motor just to cover up the valve train. But it's going to be like a flat or a satin flat once it's fully dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin you around and show you these bad boys up there. You can already see it, they just look amazing, right? I mean, okay, anyway, so let me swap you around and I will show you the engine. So after a full weekend and a lot of help from Mike, this motor was taken down. I mean, the heads weren't taken off or anything like that, but it was stripped down, all new gaskets, all new water pump, new harmonic balancer, new timing chain set, oil pan all cleaned up. Now this spot right here, this was kind of an afterthought. That was where there used to be a oil level sensor. So like if the oil, like if you say, hey, you got no oil, this light comes on the dash. So we pulled that unit out and then we just put in, it's actually like a threaded sleeve. So we just put one of those little, like one of these guys right here, down in there. And Mike was like, well, just to make sure, let's cover it with stuff. I'm actually probably going to paint that whole area black just to kind of, so you don't see it so much. This one is an oil pressure sending unit. I don't seem to have the right pipe thread insert for this. So we just put that one back in. No big deal. And then these ones I've got to, these are actually blocked off in the back from the head gasket or from the intake gasket. So these are actually, there's not anything that runs through here, like no coolant or anything like that. So I got to goop up these plugs and put them in on both sides. This one is a vacuum port. I think this one's going to be running to like the brake booster, this guy right here, right? And then this intake manifold has these little inserts that make it so you can put it on a Vortec motor, because this motor is a Vortec heads. So instead of being like that, those are like that. So these little like plugs, if you will, make it so these will go in straight up and down and still lock down. So that's that. But yeah, look at that wrinkle. That, I am really impressed with that. Yep. I like it a lot. Geez, now it's almost like I've got to, we'll get it close in. And really, I mean, I use those, let me show you. So what I use is these things right here. This is just a Harbor Freight knockoff of a Scotch-Brite. But man, I use this to clean the entire engine on my little guy there. It did a great job. Maybe the Scotch-Brite ones would work better, but man, these ones from Harbor Freight, pretty awesome. Yeah, I just kind of scrubbed them down. I didn't even take these little rubber things off. I just taped them up, and then I untaped them before it started drying. But not bad at all. So let me turn you around and we'll talk about it. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap up Motor Transformation Weekend. Again, I didn't show you a lot of taking it apart or putting it back together because, again, Mike was like, I asked him again today. I was like, hey, let me just roll this in the corner. And he goes, you know, dude, can we not? I was like, we cannot. So, yep, so motor is transformed into something amazing. All we have to do now is we have to pull it off the stand to do, it's a one-piece rear main seal. So we have to put that in. He was planning on staying all day to get this actually running on the stand. And it's actually, he's like biting at the bit to get this thing fired up. He's super excited about it. He's a motor guy, right? But we got to put the rear main seal in it, put the starter back on because it's easier to put it's easier to put the transmission on without the starter, and so you can get to the flywheel bolts to the torque converter. But we're going to do that, and then I have a feeling he is going to be here next weekend early, Saturday morning, to turn this over. That's pretty much what he wants to do. I mean, he's been yesterday and today. But anyway, so thanks for stopping by, tuning in, watching the video. This is definitely a quick video due to a lot of the stuff not being here, but you see the end result here. And I tried to show you as along the way, like prepping the motor, cleaning it, that VHT paint. Oh, I actually love it. Like, that's awesome. And I'm sure next weekend I'll show you again to see how it actually fully cures out and dries. But right now, man, for 12 bucks, heck yeah, go ahead and do that. Again, I appreciate everyone coming in here and taking time to watch the video. Hit share, like, subscribe, especially subscribe, because I'm actually creeping up on the 1,000 subscriber mark. And that's actually a really big deal in the YouTube world because, you know, let's be honest, that's kind of like where you can start making, I don't want to say making money, but you can like put up if you have any merchandise, or you can start putting up links to things that you buy, that I buy, that maybe you would like to use, you know, like affiliate links for like Amazon. You know, I'm a big Amazon guy. So why wouldn't I put links to the things that I'm using? And if you click on it, it doesn't affect anything you guys do as far as money-wise, but I get like a small percentage. So why not? And that's what's going to help with this whole dream of mine. So I appreciate it. You really have no clue how much I appreciate all you guys out there. And hey, go out and build something cool, one weekend at a time. Motor Transformation Weekend. Thanks again, everybody. Bye.